Good morning, good morning, good morning. You know who it is, the Cat in the Hat, your resident fly guy, your chief architect, Michelangelo, StarArchitects.com. Make sure I get myself right. Here to help you redesign your frame of mind when it comes to this lifestyle thing. Yo, and today is Taylor Thought Tuesday. So today we are just a day away from Valentine's Day. I know I'm not really supposed to date myself, but I did want to give you some insight on how to wear the color of love. Now, if you happen to check out my Instagram live, then you know that I talked about a lot of other colors that you could wear. But this is something that for YouTube, I wanted to make sure that you had a focalized understanding of, because a lot of people don't really understand how to wear the color of love for themselves. So by the end of this video, you're going to have a better understanding of what this color is going to mean for you, how you can wear it in different situations and in different levels of your courtship or when you're dating. So if you find this information beneficial, then you know what to do. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't, subscribe to the channel. That way you can allow me to be a character in your story. If you don't know, I believe that every man has a story and that that story soon becomes history. And it all begins with a statement in your style. And if you have already subscribed, then you know I appreciate you. I saw I had a new subscriber yesterday. I'm going to have a super catch up when we start that production all over again. But until then, now all you have is one thing left to do, and that is to hit that notification bell, and that way you will be notified each and every time new content comes out. So today we're going to be talking about the color of love. What is the color of love? Like, I should know that? Is that what you're saying? That I should know that? All right. The color of love is actually red. Studies show that red is actually the most attractive color that any person, male or female, no matter what your skin tone, that you can wear when you are trying to attract somebody. So in that space, because it is so universally attractive, it is so universally associated with attraction and sexuality, it is often deemed the color of love. Now, here's certain things that we're going to be talking about today that people don't recognize. While red is the color of love, it's this thing that is going to evoke attraction and magnetism and, the sexiness and all those wonderful things. You still have to wear it with a little bit of caution and understanding the type of energy that it's going to put out. If you've rocked with me for a little while, then you know that I believe that color and cloth have a very distinct energy. So you have to be intentional about what you're wearing it with and how you're wearing it. So the first thing that you want to think about is, if this is your first date is on Valentine's Day, or you're stepping out for a first date just in general. If you're going out for a first date on Valentine's Day, talk about pressure. My goodness, you're a bold guy, because I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. We would have waited till the day after to go out. But if you are going out for Valentine's Day on a first date, think about the type of mindset that you actually want to be in. You don't want the lady to necessarily be overwhelmed with passion. Even though sex may be on the brain, that's not the overall goal. Well, it is probably the overall goal, but that's not the goal that you want to make most apparent in that situation. The reason being is because if you have that, if a young lady's just like, oh, he just wants sex, then she's going to either be offended or she's going to be turned off in that space. She might be offended because you just didn't come right out and say, hey, let's have sex, instead of trying to go through all of the rigmaroles of dating and all that other stuff, if that's what she wanted. But if she's not looking for that, and if you are looking for love, then that's not what you want to base the relationship on or start the relationship out with. So you don't want to necessarily create these feelings of passion immediately. And the reason being is because if you ever think about fast food restaurants or architectural design, colors do create different types of emotional responses. So even though that red may create a feeling of passion, it also is going to create a certain level of anxiousness and quick moves. So if you ever think about fast foods, a lot of fast food restaurants will have red in their interior because it will help push you mentally to eat faster. So that's not the type of vibe that you're looking for immediately when you are creating this relationship. So instead of wearing red, why don't we take a step back towards a lighter tint or a deeper tone, depending on the type of energy that you're wanting to create. So if you want to keep things light, whimsical, and just create a certain level of likability and charm, then maybe you should consider wearing a pink shirt. Now, a pink shirt is going to be beneficial to you because pink is associated with what I just said, likability, a little bit of whimsicalness, and it actually will create a certain level of vibrance in your face. So where can you wear pink? Well, I would wear pink as a shirt or as a nice accent as a pocket square or maybe a scarf when I'm out with the date. Or if it's a casual date, I may make my sweater pink and allow for that to create a certain level of conversation, because she's gonna ask like, "Wow, you're a bold guy wearing a pink sweater." But again, it doesn't have to be a true pink. It could be a rose. It could be a deeper, more flush pink, or it could even be a fuchsia. So it doesn't have to be something that is directly pink unless that works for your skin tone. If you don't know what your skin tone is, then you should definitely reach out to me at Style Architects, and I'll be happy to go over that with you. So if you're in that space, then you can kind of create that tone now, or that tint. I'm sorry. Now, if you have been in a relationship with your girl and you guys have kind of gotten used to each other, but you still feel the fire, right? You know what I'm saying? You still feel that energy and that intensity when you are with her. She creates that fire and desire, Rick James, Tina Marie type of feelings. Then it might be time to pull out that red for Valentine's Day, because she knows what this is. She knows where this is going. So let's make it happen. Um, so in that space, you may want to throw on a red shirt. Now, you can throw on a red blazer, but red blazers are definitely for live men. They're not for freshmen, so I wouldn't recommend going that way unless you are okay with the stares and the people paying attention to you. If you're not, then go ahead and keep it with a red shirt, maybe a red pocket square, or if you are going to dress up for your lady, and she deserves it, throw on a red tie and pocket square combination. So you may do a red club stripe tie, or a rep tie, and then you may add a red and white polka dot pocket square, or a paisley pocket square with gold and red, or white and red. And so you can see it, you can play all those different types of colors off of one another. But in those spaces, you are trying to create a passionate evocation, just because she knows you. You guys have probably had certain affectionate engagements with each other, even if they haven't necessarily been sexual. Not throwing that you have to have sex on Valentine's Day. Some of you guys may be celibate. That's cool. So if that's the case, then you still want to create a certain level of um, that feeling when you are with her. Now, if you guys have been in the throes of passion before, you guys have already gone way past the dating and the courtship areas, and you guys have been together for a long time, then you still should be dating, of course. I'm sure that all my OGs who've been in long-term relationships have said that to me, so you should be too. But if you've been in a long-term relationship, now you're starting to move into a certain level of not only comfort, but in the embers, the slow embers of passion, right? It doesn't have to be something sexual, because you guys are moving into certain levels of intimacy. And intimacy is a very special thing that a lot of people don't get access to, because it literally is allowing somebody else to look in and see all the different aspects of you. So the beauty, the pain, the challenges, the conquerings and successes, and the insecurities that you guys may be having. So if that's the case, then it's always interesting to watch how deep the red can become. And that red can move from that bright beet red, orange red, or tomato red, to a deep burgundy, to a wine color. Fine wine, you don't ever have to rush it. You can't really rush fine wine. You gotta let it ferment the right way, but you gotta pay attention to it. But when you drink it, it's an amazing taste for you to have. Wine is similar to that in the color. It's a very sophisticated type of look that you can create. And when you are stepping out, if you want to throw on a wine colored suit, nobody's gonna really know, because it's dark, for a evening out with your lady. But if you are wearing it under tungsten light, that yellow light, then you'll start seeing that it has this beautiful brown reddish type of color. And if it, depending on the fabric, will create a certain level of relaxation and sophistication, the same way that the drink that you're probably taking part in is going to create for you as well. And again, you guys may be making love that night, but it's love making. It's not the exercise of sexuality. It is the exploration of each other. So as you can see, when you start out, you definitely want to create a certain level of likability. You want to create that pathos, right? The platonic type of friendship, type of base for your love. And then as you guys get to know each other, you hope that the eros, the evocation of eros, is always personified and manifested in the red that you're wearing. And then ultimately start finding this intimate, more just or indescribable type of, feeling of love when it comes to the unconditional, the agape type of love that you are going to be creating with your partner. I had to think about that, lost that train of thought for 2 seconds. So for those different types of spaces that you're in, think about the energy that you want that red to evoke. Make sure that it works with your skin tone and works with your way of life and how you're moving throughout those different types of spaces. But understand that there's always a color of love for you. So try that on, see how it fits you. Question of the day: what are you wearing for Valentine's Day? Hit me up in the DM. Hit me up in the comments, but send me a picture in the DM on my Instagram at Style Architects. I'd love to see what you guys are wearing. If you guys still need consultation, you got like a few hours before it's Valentine's Day. It's gonna be Valentine's Day, so make sure that you reach out to me ASAP. You can hit me up at info@stylearchitects.com if you want to set up a consultation. We'll be able to go over it briefly, and you will be all set for Valentine's Day. Outside of that, yo, it's Tuesday. I was about to say it's Wednesday. It's Tuesday. So be great, and don't ever forget that dress is nothing more than the expression of a man's state of mind. So you, yes, you, should always dress to express. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.